Hall, a dormitory on the Buffalo State College campus, is set to get a name change. The hall is named after this man, Peter Buell Porter, a former member of Congress, a brigadier general in the War of 1812, and a slave owner. Porter has great ties to the Buffalo-Niagara region, but it's his link to slavery that has some rethinking his legacy. Here's 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ala Arabi.
All in favor, please raise your hand if you're visible. Say aye. Aye. Is there any member opposed? We have made the motion to remove Porter name from Residence Hall.
The Buffalo State College Council unanimously voting to rename this student residence hall after discovering that the man it is named after, Peter Buell Porter, had ties to slavery. The Naming of Buildings and Grounds Committee met Wednesday, and college archivist Dan DeLandro presented them with an affidavit from 1820 attesting that Peter Porter and his wife Letitia Breckenridge owned slaves.
By their own testimony in that document of record, they had owned slaves. They were aged approximately 20, 17, 14, 10, and 5, respectively, and they maintained them on New York State soil.
Their names were recorded as John Caldwell, Richard Caldwell, Linnea Caldwell, Mildred Caldwell, and Betsy Gatewood. The affidavit is in the Buffalo Town Proceedings in the collection of the Buffalo History Museum.
Porter himself wrote that they were, quote, excellent servants until some were, quote, persuaded to flee across the river. And indeed, according to Porter's own correspondence, all escaped but 2, and these individuals were made to, quote, serve their time in slavery.
Porter moved to Black Rock from Connecticut in 1809. He served 3 terms in Congress, then became a general in the U.S. Army, then became a Secretary of War under John Quincy Adams.
If we're asking if Peter Buell Porter owned slaves while in Buffalo and Black Rock, the answer is 100% unequivocally yes.
Our campus should be filled with the names of campus supporters and individuals who are heroes and sheroes, and that stand for excellence, justice, and equality.
DeLandro says Porter even tried to recapture a slave who escaped to Canada in 1837, a decade after slavery was outlawed in New York State. In 1827, New York was the first state to pass a law for the total abolition of slavery. You can see the name has already been removed from the signage. Now, the temporary name for this building is going to be Bengal Hall until the college can come up with a more permanent name. In Buffalo, I'm Ala Arabi, 7 Eyewitness News.
And Porter is a familiar name to people in Western New York, with the 19th century statesman lending his namesake to Porter Avenue in Buffalo, Porter Road in Niagara Falls, and Porter Township in Niagara County.